Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 1, Episode 3 of Manifest, titled Turbulence. So, we start off with the news covering the murder of Kelly Taylor, who was the passenger of flight whatever number it is, who was speaking out. And of course, immediately, Ben, Mick, and are very scared shitless. And so they decided to just start covering their tracks, making sure they're okay, you know? Then there's Sonny, who's now running blood tests on Cal and her blood, and they find out, because she found out in Cal's blood, there's some type of some type of thing that wasn't there before the accident, but was there after it. So she did a blood work on her and found it was in her blood too. So Michaela has found these words called "Own Your Truth" on the fridge door with, those magnetic little letters. I think either she or Cal did it, and now she's trying to own her truth. So she goes to Evie's parents' house. Evie was the friend that died while in a car crash while Michaela was drunk, I guess, or whatever. So she goes there, and she is immediately sent. So she tries to go there, and she finds out that Evie's mother now has Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that. So she kind of chickens out and goes away. Then we have them investigating the murder of Kelly Taylor, Ben and Mick, only for Robert Vance and the NSA to step forward and steal her body. They steal the body because, as we later learn, that's what they fear. They want Kelly's body, not to find what happened to her body. They have a suspect, but the suspect is more one of those fervent cult believers. He believes that Kelly Taylor and all the others are some type of messiahs or whatever. He's, whatever. He didn't do it. So they're investigating, and they're talking to her husband, Patrick, I think his name is, and the maid. One of the things that was taken from Kelly's body was a gold necklace. And, of course, we meet the maid. And for some reason, despite it always being the maid, I'm like, damn, this maid's a nice woman. Didn't clock to me. It was the maid. Sure enough, it was the maid. While she goes to Evie's parents to apologize again. This time because she really needs to own her truth. Because she found out that Kelly owned a mall with her husband. And part of this was a strip mall where were exploiting immigrants. And Patrick threatened to, deport them if they don't pay up. But she went there to say that she's going to stop this. She's going to own her truth. And whatnot. And, yeah. So, while she's at Evie's parents', her mother escaped. She left. The dad turned his back for 5 minutes or whatever, and she left. So she goes there, and she has to drive. And she has never driven since that moment, the car crash. So she has her little breakdown. She remembers at least beginning of what happened. Evie wanted to drive because she was drunk, and she refused to let Mick call an Uber. So she got in, and, shit happened. We haven't seen the wreck yet. But she fights through the trauma, moves on a little bit. He heals a little, at least heals enough for her to turn the engine on and drive. She finds Evie's mom, right as she's about to get hit by a car. So she swerves in, makes the other car swerve, and saves Evie's mother. While, by some goddamn luck, the car that was going to hit Evie's mother was the maid. And in the maid's car was the damn gold necklace. And she confesses the reason she killed Kelly Taylor was because Kelly Taylor died. She doesn't get to come back. The maid and Patrick had a good life together. It's always the maid, except when it's not the maid. we have some really good conversations, between Cal and Olive, them working through the fact that Olive is older than Cal now, but they're still twins. And Olive is now dating one of Cal's best friends, who is, of course, now older than him, too. There was a little conflict because Cal ratted out Olive for sneaking out, but also at the same time, Cal was in the right. He did kind of break some type of code, but at the same time, yeah, Olive needed to be ratted out because, as Ben said, if they'd have checked on her in the night and she'd have found her missing, all hell would have gone worse. It'd have just been a lot worse. So we get more conversations between Ben, and his wife about, the dude she's been screwing. We learn his name, Danny, because one of her coworkers is friends with him. And the coworker and the wife, I forgot her name, Ben's wife's name, both admit that it feels like cheating on Danny to be with Ben, which is just like kind of funny, kind of true. It's I guess true, but at the same time very funny. So they kind of work through it a little bit, Ben and his wife, but like nah. I'm assuming either the next episode, maybe episode later, we're going to be meeting this Danny. We have to be meeting him. We've been hearing about him. He's been like this looming kind of threat for a few episodes. We're going to eventually meet him. We got to get something. Also, Jared and Vance were talking about Michaela. Vance gave Jared a card, basically like column, pointing out that she solved a case within a day of returning. Ain't that suspicious? And Jared kind of calls her out and is like, this is your second case solved, and it's kind of suspicious. But at the same time, not really. She didn't have any visions to solve this case. She legitimately got lucky in this one. So, I mean, the first one was the visions. And I guess maybe because she was hearing own her truth. And that's what Kelly was hearing. Own your truth. Own your truth. So we see at the end of the episode Jared ripping up the thing. The card. While we see a little nice snapshot of Michaela and Evie's mom playing cards. Olive and Cal bonding, and Ben filling out his resume, I guess. Only for Ben and Michaela to go meet Sonny for her to tell the theory that the only way this protein or whatever the hell it is, I can't remember what it was called, would be in all their blood is if the blood flow was quickly stopped and immediately turned back on high or whatever. Something like that. I don't know. And they realized that's why the NSA stepped in for Kelly's body, because she wanted to confirm or whatever with some brain matter from Kelly's body. So she went to the morgue, and Kelly's body is not in the system. And we see Kelly's body being driven into some NSA building or whatever. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. It's a solid 8 out of 10. I expect we're going to get more conflict between Jared and Michaela, because I don't see Michaela telling Jared what's going on, and I see Jared eventually getting fed up, so we're going to get some conflict between them. We're going to be seeing Danny again, and while it was and I do expect we're going to get some more conflict between Cal and Olive. Maybe not that big a conflicts, but still. I also feel like we're going to see more of these true believers or whatever the hell they are, who believe the people from the plane are some type of messiahs. We're going to be seeing more of them. I'm thinking we might... we're definitely going to be seeing the NSA be some shady motherfuckers again. Especially Vance. Other than that, though, I don't know. as I said, though, this episode is a solid 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.